Good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. I wanted to get on here and talk for a little while. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Want to talk about two big events upcoming for Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Want to talk about I'm going to do a mini preview of the announced card for Stardom New Blood number 8. I'm going to do a mini preview. I'm also going to talk some about one of the recent articles where Bushiroad Fight President Katsuhiko Harada talks about Stardom and the whole idea behind Stardom doing more shows in the U.S. and also there's comments about the Stardom World streaming service. So we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to weigh in and give my thoughts on the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship that was just created this past Monday on Raw. And that someone will be crowned champion at the May 27th Night of Champions show that will be in Saudi Arabia. So, going to talk about those things. But before we get started, I want to let y'all know to be sure to check out the link in the description to Game Beauty for an awesome lineup of video game themed products. And if you see something that you're interested in and want to make a purchase, be sure to use the promo code BlitzballChamp and you can get 10% off of your order. They got some really cool video game themed makeup and cosmetic products, so be sure to check that out and, see something you like, use that promo code, get you something nice. Or a gift for another, whichever you please. But BlitzballChamp is the promo code, you get 10% off of your order, so be sure to use it. Okay, let's start off. You know what? Let's start off with some TJPW action. Let's start off with that. So, two events that I wanted to talk about. So, first off, which will be later this summer, we got the 10th, number 10. We have the 10th Tokyo Princess Cup. That's right. And that will be, so they have 6 dates for this. So they're going to have 3 shows with Tokyo Princess Cup matches. And then they're going to have, it looks like they're going to have 3 shows for the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals at Korakuen Hall. So according to the schedule, so it looks like this tournament will kick off on Saturday, July 15th. And this will be at the Ryogoku KFC Hall. And then they also have a show the following day, Sunday, July 16th, same venue. And then they will also have a show Monday, July 17th, at the same venue as well, the Ryogoku KFC Hall in Tokyo. And then Saturday, July 22nd. So wait a minute, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 4. So that's 3 consecutive shows. The 15th, 16th, and 17th at the Ryogoku KFC Hall. And then they'll resume the tournament again on Saturday, July 22nd at the same venue, the Ryogoku KFC Hall. And then by that time, it looks like they will go into the quarterfinals, which will be on Saturday, July 29th. And that will be at Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. And then the semifinals, looks like that will be on Saturday, August 12th at Corcoran Hall. And then the finals will be on Sunday, August 13th at Corcoran Hall. So that's the schedule that they have for the Tokyo Princess Cup Tournament number 10. So 4 shows at the Ryogoku KFC Hall. So July 15th, 16th, 17th, and the 22nd of July. And then the quarterfinals will be July 29th, Corcoran Hall. And then the last 2 shows, semifinals and finals, will be in August 12th and 13th at Corcoran Hall. So, looking forward to that. I don't believe they've announced the competitors yet for this tournament. I tried looking around, but it doesn't look like they've announced the competitors yet for this tournament. I guess unless they plan on maybe they plan on announcing it, maybe announcing competitors next month. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, it's not until July, so there's still plenty of time. But it'll be curious to see the competitors and even how many competitors that we'll have. So definitely looking forward to that tournament. Like I said, this is the 10th Tokyo Princess Cup tournament. You know, they've had it. It's a yearly tournament, if I remember correctly. It's a yearly tournament. So definitely looking forward to that. And hopefully within the next month or less, we'll get some information on who the competitors will be, who will compete in this tournament. You know, I was just thinking with like Miyu Yamashita, I'm pretty sure she's going to be in the tournament because I think she's going to be back in Japan by that time. So I assume she's going to be in the tournament. But I'm very interested to see who all they're going to book to participate in this tournament. But should be great. Should be really great. But TJPW has another tournament that's actually coming up this weekend. That's right. They will be having a one-day Precious Time. So TJPW Precious Time 6-woman tag team match tournament. So Trios tournament. Looks like they're trying to compete with Stardom's Triangle Derby in a sense. But yeah, we got a Trios tournament for TJPW, and that will be this Saturday, April 29th. And this will be at the, looks like the Shinagawa Club EX. So, it's going to be in Shinagawa, Japan. So, and they've already got the teams. They already have the teams set for this tournament and the matchups. So, and like I said, they're going to do this tournament all in one day. So, that's what the show will mainly be, is this whole tournament. But there's 8 total teams. 8 teams. You got 4 on one side of the bracket and 4 on the other side of the bracket. So, here are the teams. Here are the matchups that they have. So, the first round matchups, we got the team of Maki Itoh, Haru Fujo, and Runa Okubo taking on the team of Yuki Aino, Raku, and Pam Harajuku. Interesting matchup. And, you know, it's good to see, you know, some of the rookies being featured in this tournament. Like Maki Itoh has 2 rookies on her team. But yeah, interesting first round matchup here. But I gotta give the edge to Yuki Aino, Raku, and Pam Harajuku. in this. But, I mean, don't sleep on Maki Itoh. And like I said, Runa Okubo, I got a chance to see in action for the first time via TJPW Grand Princess. It'll be my first time seeing Haru Fujo, or at least I don't recognize the name. But interesting first round matchup. But I'm probably going to have to give it to Yuki, Aino, Raku, and Palm Harajuku to advance. All right, the next matchup. Ooh, this actually ought to be really good. This ought to be really, really good first round matchup. This could go either way. But on one side, we got the team of the TJPW International Princess Champion Rika Tatsumi, the White Dragon, Miyu Watanabe, and HIMAWARI. That's one team. And they're going to be taking on Shino Suzuki, one of the Up girls, and both of the Magical Sugar Rabbits. That's right. Princess Tag Team Champions, Yuka Sakazaki, and Mizuki, who's also the Princess of Princess Champion. Oh, man. This is tough. This is really tough. Oh, this is a tough one. Honestly, this matchup could go either way. Because, I mean, both teams pretty much kind of sort of have a rookie on their teams. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, both teams have plenty of star power as well. So, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I mean, I would be okay with either team winning, to be honest with you. But that's a tough one to predict. That's a really tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one to predict. Because I like both teams. Yeah, I might have to stay neutral for that. Because that one's too difficult. That one's really difficult. And then on the other side of the bracket, let's see, the remaining two first round matchups. So we got on one team, the team of Shoko Nakajima, Hyper Misao, and Kaya Toribami, taking on the team of Yuki Kamifuki, Mahiro Kiryu, and Toga. Another interesting matchup. But I'm probably going to have to go in favor of Shoko Nakajima, Hyper Misao, and Kaya Toribami. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably go with them to advance. And then the last matchup for the first round. This is actually an interesting matchup as well. On one side, we got the team of Hikari Noa, Nao Kakuta, and Wakana Uehara taking on the team of Suzume, Arisu Endo, so Daisy Monkey, and Haruna Neko. Interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. But I got this feeling, although Hikari Noa and Nao Kakuta have looked pretty strong together, whether in a team or in a trio, and Wakana Uehara, I've definitely liked since her debut. I don't know. This one's tough to pick, because I could also kind of see Suzume, Arisu Endo, and Haruna Neko winning. I could see them winning. But, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. But, yeah, I'd be happy with either team, to be honest with you. I'd be happy with either team. Oh, and for the record, this tournament is actually sponsored by Nivea Cream Care. And apparently, the winner of this tournament, the winning team, will get a whole year's supply of Nivea Cream Care body wash. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But, looking at this tournament, who do I think is going to win? Oof, that's tough. I mean, who could I see winning? I mean, let's go over the teams again. Maki, Itoh, Haru, Fujo, Runa, Okubo. I don't see winning. Yuki, Aino, Raku, Palm, Harajuku. Would be kind of funny if they won, but I can't see them winning. Rika, Tatsumi, Miyu, Watanabe, HIMAWARI. Yeah, I could. Not necessarily a tournament they need to win, but I could see them winning. Yuka, Sakazaki, Mizuki, Shino, Suzuki. Yeah, but I mean, that team has two sets of championships stacked. So while I could see them winning, not a tournament they necessarily need to win. Shoko, Nakajima, Hyper Misao, Kaya, Toribami. Could happen. Yuki, Kamifuki, Mahiro, Kiryu, Toga. I don't see it. Hikari, Noah, Nao, Kakuta, Wakana, Uehara. Yeah, I could see it. Suzume, Arisu, Endo, and Haruna Neko. I could see it. To be honest with y'all, I really can't say I have a favorite team to win this tournament. I really can't. The teams are very interesting. And the matchups. Like, I honestly can't pick a one team that I really believe for sure is going to win this tournament. But, just factoring in the prize, a year's supply of body wash, I mean, it just doesn't seem to have big, ginormous, implications for the winner other than a prize pack. So, I don't know. But I look forward to it. One day, trios tournament, TJPW trios tournament called Precious Time. Hey, I'm all for it. I can't wait. But yes, that will be April 29th. So definitely looking forward to that. I will be watching that. Okay. That is it for TJPW. Let's switch gears to Stardom. So, first up, let's do a mini preview of Stardom New Blood 8. So they just announced, they had a press conference for Stardom New Blood 8, which will be on May 12th at the Shinagawa Inner City Hall in Tokyo. So May 12th. And I assume this will be on YouTube, on the Stardom YouTube channel for free. I'm sure this will be different from New Blood Premium, which was specifically a pay-per-view. But I assume New Blood 8 will be on YouTube. But anyway, let's look at the card that they've divvied up so far. So they got a singles match. So they got Club Venus's Waka Tsukiyama versus Aya Sakura, one of the new rookies for Stardom. Does a lot of kicks and strikes and stuff. Should be an interesting matchup. But yeah, Waka Tsukiyama getting some showcase after being recruited to Club Venus. So we'll see how this works out for her. Okay. We got a very interesting tag team match. We got sisters versus sisters in this tag team match. We got the team of sisters Hanan from Stars and Hina from Queen's Quest teaming up to take on the Inaba sisters, made up of Azusa Inaba and God's Eyes Tomoka Inaba. So we got Judo sisters versus Karate sisters. Let's go. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this match. I think this match will be really solid. The press conference segment was pretty funny. Even though Hina wasn't there by the side of Hanan, she got double gut punched by the Inaba sisters. But that should be a nice showcase of judo versus karate. I'm actually looking really forward to that match. Sisters versus sisters. I think that's going to be a solid match. I'm looking forward to this match. Keep an eye out for this. This should be a great showcase. Azusa Inaba making her Stardom debut. You know, I know she's been wrestling quite a bit on Just Tap Out. But yeah, she's going to be teaming with her sister, Tomoka, on New Blood. So I'm looking forward to this show. I think this is going to be a really good show. And this match, definitely looking forward to this match. Okay, we got another tag team match as well. This is an interesting pairing. So we got the team of Mai Sakurai and Chanyota. Of course, remember those two competed in the Stardom New Blood tag team title tournament. Came close, but they came a little bit short. Came up a little bit short. But they'll be taking on the team of Suzu Suzuki and Mei Seira. Mei Seira just returned to the ring at All-Star Grand Queendom, picking up a victory, her and Starlight Kid, over Azumi and Mei Saruga. But yeah, once again, she's getting booked on New Blood number 8, teaming up with Suzu Suzuki. Interesting matchup here. Very interesting matchup. And of course, also I wanted to mention that Suzu Suzuki recently had her final match in Prominence and has left Prominence. Some say that maybe she will sign to Stardom. I don't know. There's been a lot of speculation. And it was mentioned that, you know, she's leaving Prominence. And that doesn't mean that she still doesn't want to, that she doesn't want to do death matches. She's still up for doing death matches. So if that's the case, I'm thinking she's probably going to go the freelancer route. I think she's going to go the freelancer route. But, I mean, who knows? I've been hearing a lot of different things said. Her going the freelancer route, her possibly signing to Stardom, and heck, even her potentially joining Donna Del Mundo with Julia. I mean, after all, with Himeka retiring, I mean, they'll be down one member, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But for now, Suzu Suzuki gets booked for another Stardom show, you know, New Blood. So, hey, I'm all for it. But looking forward to that match, that tag team match. Her and Mei Seira, that's going to be interesting. But of course, like I said, Chanyota and Mai Sakurai, they teamed in the New Blood tag team tournament. So, chemistry's already there. Okay, we got another Passion Injection match. This time, it's Nanae Takahashi versus Oedo Tai's Ruaka. This ought to be good. This ought to be really good. It'll be interesting to see how Ruaka does against Nanae Takahashi. I think it'll be a good test for her. Be a real good test for her. But yeah, should be good. Okay, we got an interesting matchup here, which this is going to be another supernova series of matches that Miyu Amasaki has been undertaking, and this time she will be taking on Momo Watanabe. I know recently, if I remember correctly, she recently went up against Shuri, if I remember correctly, but yeah, Miyu Amasaki and Momo Watanabe. This will be a tough matchup for her. Momo Watanabe has been rather deadly and evil since joining Oedo Tai. You know, with those strikes, those kicks, and of course her using a wrench and just all sorts of shenanigans. But we'll see what happens. Should be a good test for Miyu Amasaki, though. Should be a really good test. Okay, we got the Future of Stardom Championship that'll be on the line, as the champion, who just became a double champion, Ami Sourei, who's your Future of Stardom champion, and one half of the Goddess of Stardom champion, tag team champions with Mirai. But she'll be defending the Future title against Runa of Oedo Tai. Should be a good match. I know Runa has had a shot at this title before, back when Hanan had this title. But we'll see how she does. I don't see her dethroning Ami Sourei, but I mean, it could happen. I mean, Ami Sourei is a double champ right now, so I mean, they could have her and Mirai, the new eras, run for a while as tag champs. Which I believe during the Golden Fight Week, they'll be defending those tag titles against Fukuoka Double Crazy, Hazuki and Koguma, which they made a challenge to them backstage, which I believe that's going to be at Fukuoka Goddess Legend, I believe. So once I get more information on that, I'll do a preview of that show. Let's see. And then we got the New Blood Tag Team Championships on the line, as the champs, Starlight Kid and Karma, will make their first defense against the team of Lady C and Hanako. Of course, Lady C and Hanako, the two tallest ladies in Stardom right now. Should be good. Should be really, really good. They had a pretty funny press conference segment with Hanako and Lady C pretty much towering over Starlight Kid. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, this should be a good matchup. It should be a good first title defense for Starlight Kid and Karma. But yeah, can't wait. Should be good. And then we have a singles match of Tam Nakano, who just won the World of Stardom Championship, taking on Tam Nakano. Yeah, I said that right. Tam Nakano versus Tam Nakano. But I mean, it's really now Ishikawa. But it's Tam Nakano versus Tam Nakano. That's really all I can say about that. Had a weird press conference segment. You know, two Tams. Although only one of them had the red belt, but two Tams. We're getting two Tams. It's going to be great, y'all. Got a mirror match. Tam versus Tam. Should be good. It's going to be a special New Blood show. It's going to be special. That's probably going to be the main event, too. That's going to be the main event. Let's go. So, that should be good. That should be really good. But yeah, that's the card they have so far. Let me see. How many matches is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 matches. That that might be the whole card. I mean, 8 matches. I mean, that is a lot. So, I mean, you know, I'm assuming that's going to be the whole card. But, you know, 8 matches, not bad. Not bad. And both Future of Stardom and New Blood tag titles will be defended. So, hey, that's great. That's really great. But, yeah, looking forward to that show. Should be good. That's May 12th. Once again, that's May 12th. Okay. I wanted to also talk about... So, I was checking out this recent article on postwrestling.com, which I'll put a link in the description. So, the Bushiroad fight president, President Katsuhiko Harada, was talking about Stardom and the hopes and potential plans, you know, for the promotion to get some more experience on the North American soil, or at least USA. But I just wanted to take some points from this article and take some of the quotes. But yeah, this article was from April 21st, written by Andrew Thompson. But so this was going into the recent All-Star Grand Queendom show that passed, which was pretty big. I mean, a lot of people are saying this could be Stardom's WrestleMania going forward. So, something to think about. Something to think about. Anyway, so Bushiroad fight president, it says here, Bushiroad fight president Katsuhiko Harada chatted with Pro Wrestling Today with an interview about Stardom. And for context, Bushiroad Fight is a subsidiary of Bushiroad, and they are the ones that operate Stardom. Bushiroad Fight. They operate Stardom. And Harada-san says that he would like to keep on sending Stardom wrestlers to compete on New Japan USA shows. So the New Japan Strong shows that they have here in the States and such. But he would also like for the Stardom promotion to run its own show in the USA, hopefully in the next year or two, so 2024 or 2025. Because we have to remember, at one point Stardom did run a show in the US. They ran one in New York and one in LA. I believe it was LA. But apparently the New York City show was back in 2019, and they had about 650 people at that show. So here's one of the quotes from the interview that was said. So check this out. It says, and I quote, "For the past 3 years, we have intentionally not worked on pre-corona ventures and other projects in the midst of a difficult economic environment due to the weak yen, inflation, etc. We have not invited many wrestlers from overseas. We did not invite many wrestlers from abroad. However, now that those circumstances have calmed down, we are starting to make some moves. NJPW Strong of New Japan Pro Wrestling America, a group organization of New Japan Pro Wrestling, is based in Los Angeles. That's where they got the LA dojo. And we would like to send Stardom wrestlers to their shows as well. If the American wrestling fans become more aware of us, we would like to have our own show next year or the following year. I think it is necessary to expand globally in the near future while consolidating our domestic operations." Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, with that being said, we know that the plan is to, in the future, within the next year or two, start having Stardom shows in the United States, which I think is big. I think that's big. I think that's huge. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that can happen ASAP, because I would love to go to a Stardom show. Anyway, let's continue. It says, elsewhere in the conversation, Harada was asked if he was reborn, would he still want to be the manager of a pro wrestling organization? He said he would, and he's grateful for the wrestling business. Harada added that he feels he's at the end of his time as a salaried worker, but is glad he is able to wrap up his career by being in the wrestling space. And it says here, and I quote, this was Harada-san's quote. He says, I wonder, even so, I am a salaried manager. After all, I am president on behalf of the shareholders, so it is my job to expand this business while listening to the opinions of the shareholders. And I've always felt that I had to do my best to carry out my duties. However, I am nearing the end of my time as a salaried worker. I am glad I was able to get involved in this kind of work at the end of my career. It's very stimulating. I've had a lot of intense experiences of joy, sorrow, and happiness that I wouldn't have had if I had been a salaried employee in the financial sector. So I'm grateful to the pro wrestling industry for giving me a truly stimulating period of time. All right, moving on. It says, Stardom's streaming service became the topic of conversation. The interviewer brought up a scenario in which a prominent foreign wrestler comes into Stardom and brings a fan base with them, which I would guess an example of that could be Mercedes Martinez, when you think about it. The interviewer said the server could crash and that could lead to a loss of fans. Katsuhiko Harada said that could happen, and it costs a lot to provide everything on their own as it relates to Stardom World. He said the service is facing a dilemma between the desire to raise the quality and the desire to improve the quality of the service. Wait, isn't that essentially the same thing? Isn't that the same thing? I don't know. Let's look at the quote, the actual quote that he said. It says, I think that about half of the viewers on Stardom World are from overseas now. However, we are facing a number of issues. We are providing the service on our own. We are not in charge of the technology and operation of the broadcasting station, but we provide the service on our own, so we cannot deny that our infrastructure and quality are not up to par. That's right. We could lose fans if they tune in to see a foreigner with a big name and the server goes down. It costs a lot to provide everything on our own. I think that many other subscription services are also raising their prices, and Stardom World is facing a dilemma between the desire to raise the quality and the desire to improve the quality of the service. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now that the quote has kind of broken it down. So, one second. So Harada-san makes a good point. Stardom World's subscription service, their streaming service, I mean, it's pretty cheap. It's very cheap compared to a lot of the other streaming services like Peacock for WWE, ROH, Honor Club, because Stardom World, I believe, is about $7 a month right now, maybe a little bit less, but yeah, Stardom World is one of the more cheaper streaming services compared to Honor Club, Peacock, what else? Actress Girls, and a few others. NJPW World is cheaper than NJPW World. You know what I mean? So, I mean, while it has its issues, the fact that it is a very affordable streaming service is a plus. Now, the fact that they're producing the service on their own, like they don't have a broadcasting station, or they're not in charge of the technology or the operation of the broadcasting station. So, I mean, if anything, it sounds like the issue is, so they understand that they got to eventually address both these issues. You know, one with the infrastructure of the streaming service, you know, better quality and whatnot. Plus, being able to really just, I guess, streamline it and get the funding necessary for them to be able to actually do, I mean, pretty much what NJPW World does. Because NJPW World, you know, is definitely the better quality streaming service compared to Stardom World. You know, with NJPW World, you can, you know, watch the content, the shows live there, and the archives as well. And you can also purchase the pay-per-views through NJPW World. I mean, it would be nice if they had, you know, a separate team to manage that, just like they do in NJPW World. But, I mean, I guess there's specifics to it. I guess there's certain logistics that make it difficult. But, and like I said, I like Stardom World. I do. My whole problem is, you know, the time that it takes for them to upload the shows can sometimes take, you know, a handful of days, like 3 to 5 days, if not more. So that's the only thing. They're pretty consistent about uploading their pay-per-views. Once, you know, a day or two has passed, they're pretty consistent with that. But as far as their regular shows, like, they're just not quite there. So, and at the same time, that says something if half of their subscribers, if half of their viewers on Stardom World are from overseas. That says something. That definitely says something. So I think with that being the case, that would give them enough incentive for them to really consider, like, making some decisions on how they want to better this streaming service and, you know, get more revenue out of it, better streamline it, you know, get a more improved infrastructure so that they can actually get, you know, do some good live streaming, have everything archived, and actually have a good rotation, like a good working rotation. But at least Harada-san is aware of the issues. He's aware of the issues, so it's just a matter of them figuring out how they're going to address them. But at least they know, and they're working on it. So, like I said, I'm one of many subscribers to Stardom World, so I'm sure many others, you know, have the same sentiment. But still, these things need work and they need progress. So, okay, continuing on. This next part was interesting. So it says, pardon me, when it comes to Stardom, in comparison to New Japan Pro Wrestling, which are both under the Bushiroad umbrella, Harada believes that Stardom can maybe surpass them. Interesting. He feels a way to expand Stardom is to not limit their talents to just the pro wrestling space, and feels they have wrestlers who could venture into the entertainment world. Oof. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what Harada-san says. He's got a quote here. He says, and I quote, "As Bushiroad fight, we announced sales of 1 billion for the previous term, and we feel that we are on track to exceed that figure this term." I'm guessing 1 billion yen. "In the industry, including men's wrestling, the numbers that fell at Corona have not fully recovered. New Japan's recent Ryogoku event, Sakura Genesis, had a good turnout, but overall attendance has yet to recover. Considering that, I think it is quite difficult for pro wrestling as a standalone genre. In order to expand further, I think it would be better to look at the market in terms of how to develop Stardom without being limited to the pro wrestling market. Stardom has many wrestlers who have built up their careers in various fields: idols, stage actresses, action stars, teachers, etc. We have quite a lot of talent. I believe that they can perform their talents to the fullest in the ring, of course, but they can also express and demonstrate their power in the world of entertainment. I think there are a wide range of opportunities for them to be active. Compared to the men's division, I believe that Stardom can showcase various aspects of its talent. And depending on how we do it, we may be able to catch up with and surpass New Japan Pro Wrestling. I am doing my best. So, after reading that, it seems like a ploy to hopefully generate more revenue for Bushiroad and, for Stardom. I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's a handful of these, Stardom wrestlers that do have, previous backgrounds in acting and idols and stuff like that. Teachers, Lady C, for example. So, I mean, I get it. And I know they have a lot of merchandise, wrestlers have their own photo books and stuff like that, and just... But I can understand the reasoning behind it. I mean, like I said, they haven't fully recovered from, the pandemic, from, Corona, and that's understandable. That's going to really take some time to fully recover, even if that's even fully possible. But it remains to be seen. But I can understand the idea behind this. Now, I really don't know what that's going to look like. I mean, the whole idea behind Stardom, expanding into allowing, wrestlers to do entertainment roles and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll have to see. But this is a very interesting part. Very interesting. Okay. Next section says Harada would go on to explain what his role entails as it relates to Stardom. He deals with personal and labor management of staff, sometimes is involved in the matchmaking, booking of talents and contracts, but leaves the majority of the match-related things to Rasi Ogawa. He meets with Ogawa on a consistent basis to discuss policies and direction. Okay, and here was his quote. Harada-san's quote. He says, and I quote, the staff has to do not only one job, but multiple jobs. The business model of the wrestling business is not that complicated, so it is not so much a difference in management as it is a difference in scale. Naturally, I often visit Tokyo and regional events, and I am also involved in venue management and merchandise planning. Of course, I also manage the personnel and labor management of staff, and sometimes I am involved in the matchmaking and talent booking, contracts, and so on. I basically leave everything related to the matches to Mr. Ogawa, but I also have meetings with him several times a week to discuss management policies and the direction we want to take. And there you have it. That is Bushiroad Fight President Katsuhiko Harada. Katsuhiko Harada. Did I say that right? Yeah, Katsuhiko Harada. That's what his roles are. Okay. The final section here, it says Yokohama Arena is playing host to Sunday's All-Star Grand Queendom, and its capacity is 17,000 people. Harada commented on Stardom running bigger scale venues. He thinks it is best to use the same format that NJPW uses, which is to do a tour of a region. And when it comes time for the big show of that tour, run a big venue. He added that they've not been able to set Stardom's format up like that just yet. And here's his official quote. He said, "Right now, we hold a big event once or twice a month. We think it would be best to create a schedule like New Japan Pro Wrestling, where each series travels to a different region and ends with a big match at a mega venue such as Ryogoku, Kokugan, or the Budokan. But we have not been able to coordinate that far yet. There are still some inconsistencies in the way the schedule is set up. When you plan sales and profits on an annual basis, you naturally come up with ideas for big events. If the timing is right, we can hold it there." Like I said, this is a very interesting article. Very interesting article, and like I said, I'll post it in the description so you can check it out as well if you'd like. But yeah, very interesting article on Harada-san's take on Stardom and the direction they would like to go. I mean, I hope it goes well. I really do. I would love to see Stardom represented more in the U.S. I would also like to see, I mean, the two big things for me are Stardom represented in the U.S., which means more U.S. shows. You know, hopefully they can get back to doing that. And also a better streamlined, updated, upgraded subscription service with Stardom World. Hopefully they can really overhaul that and give the subscribers, the viewers, a better experience. But you know what? I have faith that they'll get there. It's going to take time. But I have faith that they're going to get there. I really, really do. So I just look forward to when it finally happens, and I think it'll be great. And like they said, like Harada-san said, as far as Stardom US shows, they're hoping to be able to do more, either starting 2024 or 2025. But it's coming. It's coming. That's the idea. It's coming. So we got that to look forward to. We may get little bitty bits and pieces of it on some big collab shows, but it's coming. It's coming. We just got to give it time. But yeah. So very, very interesting article. And then I want to wrap this video up by talking about the new championship from WWE. So, to break it down, this past Monday Night Raw in Chicago, Triple H had a special announcement where he revealed a brand new World Heavyweight Championship. And the inaugural champion, or, the champion will be crowned on May 27th at the Night of Champions show in Saudi Arabia. So this whole thing really came down to, with this draft coming up, which the draft will kick off on this Friday, SmackDown, being that Roman Reigns, whether he goes to Raw or whether he goes to SmackDown, he's going to be undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. He's going to have those belts. And as far as the other brand, we'll be fighting we'll have a champion for that brand pretty much. and this new World Heavyweight Championship. Not only that, but it gives me the impression that that could end up being the consolation prize for Cody Rhodes, especially if he gets drafted to SmackDown. But it really, and not just him, but it really sounds like whoever wins this championship, it'll be like a consolation prize because nobody was able to dethrone Roman Reigns. Not only that, this gives me even more of the idea that Roman Reigns, I don't think he's going to be losing anytime soon. Let's keep it real. With this happening, I think this means Roman Reigns, call me crazy, but they might legit have him surpass Bruno Sammartino's record. As crazy as that sounds, with them making a second world championship, I mean, they really have no reason to have Roman Reigns lose now, because they can just have whoever, you know, whether it's Cody Rhodes or whoever, just win this title. It's like, hey, you're a world heavyweight champion now. There you go. You know? I mean, the belt looks nice, but that's really the only positive from this. But, I mean, all this is really going to be is just, hey, you're a world champion now. But nobody will have dethroned Roman Reigns. So it's like, is it really going to mean something when you have Roman Reigns, you know, the 1,000+ day champion? Like, I don't know. Like, the belt looks cool. I will say that. The belt looks cool. But if Cody ends up winning it, then it'll feel, or even anybody else, especially anybody else that has challenged Roman Reigns before, it's going to feel like a consolation prize. It's going to feel like a consolation prize. I mean, let's just keep it real. I mean, y'all have to let me know what y'all think about this, because I really don't see how a lot of positive can come from this. I don't. I mean, I don't see how there's a lot of positive that can come from this. You know? And I understand that the idea is whoever has this title will be a fighting champion. That's fine and all, but it's like, I mean, they're going to have Roman just carrying around the two belts and then just, I don't know. I really don't get the idea behind this. I really don't. But, like I said, the belt looks nice. Belt looks nice, but I mean, it just feels like a consolation prize. Because you weren't able to beat Roman Reigns, so you have to settle for this. That's what the creation of this belt feels like. That's how I honestly feel that that's what this means. But we'll see what happens. I guess we'll figure out or learn who's going to end up challenging for this belt. But yeah. But that's pretty much all that I have on this video tonight. Don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty, as well as the link to the interview with Katsuhiko Harada. And also, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Stardom New Blood 8. And like I said, when I do the official preview, I'll put the match card and everything in there. Like I said, I did a mini preview. But when I do the real preview, then I'll put the match card in there with my predictions and all that. Let me know what your thoughts on that. Let me know what your thoughts are on the article with Harada-san. How you think things are going to go with the direction of Stardom. What do you hope for? Things like that. Are you looking forward to the upcoming TJPW tournaments? We got the Trios tournament this weekend, the Tokyo Princess Cup 10 tournament in July. Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, what do you think about the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. I am seriously considering skipping Backlash. I gotta keep it real with y'all. I'm seriously considering skipping Backlash. I'm not even joking. Like, I know it's May 6th, but just the card looks so underwhelming. It looks so underwhelming. I mean, if my dad really wants to see it, then, I mean, we'll watch it together, but I'm really not that interested in Backlash. I gotta keep it real with y'all. I'm really not interested. I'm like 90% sure I'm skipping it. So, just a heads up. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Have a blessed evening, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.